What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Healthy Choices Wellness Corp. So I've been getting some comments asking if right now is a good time to buy and everything else. So I want to go over that and plus talk on a little bit of HCMC. So I want to go over all the things that you need to know, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off on Friday, it did go up 1.01%. And over the last 1 month, still holding on to a lot of its gains, so up 11.11%, and that's due to their earnings, which relatively were good. They are improving, definitely still burning through quite a lot of cash, but regardless, I think the market's seeing the positive side of HCWC. So again, that's kind of one thing that has really helped it. And plus, at the same time, if you look at the volume, you have seen a lot of abnormal activity. So maybe there is a lot more individuals truly buying in for the long term. But regrettably, over the last week, it is down almost about 5%. A lot of data points have been coming out. Not really good. And so I think in general, HCWC's sector that they're in is definitely suffering. And so I think consumers' buying power at the same time is going to be diminishing. So once again, I think that's kind of some attributing factors, but I just wanted to bring this up. So HCWC, if you are thinking long term, the PS ratio, because it's not profitable, so you have to kind of look at that, is 0.1. So essentially you're is so dirt cheap, absolutely insane. And just to put it in perspective, so I'm going to talk on HCMC as well, but HCMC, their PS is 0.0. So honestly, it's kind of crazy the fact that HCWC is trading at this level. So if you do believe in a bigger picture, then have at it and buy. A couple of negatives I do want to bring up, they still haven't rectified, is they still don't have a website. There's things happening, so hopefully they have one soon, but HCMC still has their website. They did amend this section right here, so the main focus, they did remove the whole wellness center and whatever else, the vitamin store that they did have right here. So they just only have the intellectual property, and that truly is what HCMC is, just the intellectual property. If they would have sold it back in 2021, 2022, when it was really hyped up, they could have made a lot of money. Now I think everything they have is virtually worthless. And again, HCMC, the only hype that was around it was also because of the lawsuit, and that went belly up. So I've received a couple comments. Is it worth buying HCMC? I'm at a loss, blah, blah, blah. No, it is definitely not worth holding. It is a dead company. And honestly, the only thing that might happen is another reverse stock split. So they've done 5 in the past, and most likely they'll be going for a 6th. And it could be, because this is right now where it's trading is the max that any stock can trade at, especially OTC. So I think a reverse stock split is going to occur, and then you'll see more of a liquidity pull from that. If there's any buyers left. But you've seen some abnormal transactions, even 316,000 on Friday, so January the 31st. That sounds like a lot, 316 million, but it's with this price, it's like a price of a coffee for the most part. So all in all, is HCMC worth it? No, definitely not. But getting back over to here, this is still a red flag, the fact that they do not have a website. Secondly, though, another red flag is the toxic convertible debt that they did bring on. And so that hasn't started to pay out, and you can tell that based on the recent earnings. So essentially what that does mean is that HCWC really needs to get their crap together, continue the good growth despite the kind of larger macro uncertainties in the broader market, because if it comes down to it, if they stay at these levels, there's going to be excessive dilution, really pushing the stock price down so much more. So long story short, they haven't really done all that much in updates. Last one was their earnings, and I've already done a video all about that, going over the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I'm very unbiased. So if there's something positive, I say it. If there's something negative, which as I have done, I say it. So no filter whatsoever. That's kind of how I see being a good investor. You have to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. So all in all, I think they are making good improvement, but they have really dug a moat around themselves, if that kind of makes sense, because it's going to be very difficult for them to really move higher. And so I think the likely next step is the fact that it is going to continue to trend down and then do a reverse stock split, because I don't trust management. So if, let's say, you had a Elon Musk type of style CEO, very innovative, very out there, then yeah, you could definitely drive up hype and bring in new investors. These, like the CEO, CFO, are like, they're sitting on dead money. They actually don't really they haven't bought any HCWC whatsoever. So the fact that you actually have a Reddit, and I've popped on there a couple of times, people trying to hype up HCWC, I think just until management actually does buy and gets their damn website to up and running, then I think that might be a good buying opportunity. But until that does happen, most likely it will trend down. Like I said, that's just short-term kind of stuff. If you do believe in it long-term, it is at a pretty deep discount, as what I mentioned, based on the PS ratio. Quickly moving on from here though, looking at shorts under HCWC. So 7.94% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 187,000 shares. Cost to borrow average is fairly high, and it looks as though there's only one broker, so 118.9%. That's an annual rate, not a daily rate. That would be crazy if it was daily. But generally, moving over here, shorts, like short interest was 16% at the beginning of January. That was leading into their earnings. Their earnings did prompt them to kind of return, but now because of larger macro uncertainties, like I mentioned, I think shorts are getting more confident and starting to increase. So it recently did go from 2.5% to where it is now, 7.94%. So yeah, like I said, I think just all depends on your risk tolerance. I myself would rather wait just for confirmation. Like I said, just essentially insiders and executives truly buying and them having a functioning website. I don't really have the time to do it, but I can't really think of any company trading on one of the major exchanges that doesn't have a website. So I think that is just extremely shocking, and it goes to show the commitment that they executives do have for HCWC. And the funny thing is, Ortex, they still have the HCMC logo, which is absolutely crazy, because I know based on the S1 filings, HCWC has their own logo, which is very eerily similar. But at the end of the day, like I said, I think just things have to change. So what is your viewpoint on HCMC? This is, like I said, a requested video. Some people just had some follow-up questions as far as what is coming next. Is it worth buying? And I think that question was kind of posed for more both HCWC and HCMC. So HCMC definitely is dead money in my opinion. You just want to avoid that at all costs. If you have it, take the 1 cent or the $1, whatever you have left, and go buy a coffee with it or something. Like it is dead, and it is going to probably do a reverse stock split and then a liquidity pull. And then for this HCWC, I think there's still hope, and so most likely they'll be profitable late 2026 based on their earnings and their trajectory that they're going on, but there's a lot of red flags. So let me know your viewpoint. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, if you're looking for buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto, pop over to my Patreon and give buy signals on all of those. And in the 2 months I have launched it, I've already had stocks double, some have quadrupled, so definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.